Welcome back to No Remorph. It's Wednesday night again, guys, and this is what we do every week. We're going to keep coming back as long as people keep popping back in here, and we do appreciate everybody coming out for sure. We've got just a couple of little updates. We got some stuff we're going to keep jamming new stuff into the show every week and trying it out and guinea pigging it on you guys. We've got polls coming out. We're going to do some interactive stuff with the chat too to see if we can't get a little more timely questions and answers to the guests that are on. So that's going to kind of be weeding in and out in the next couple of weeks here, guys. But just a touch base here. We do our trivia. I think everybody that's in here probably already knows, but for new people throughout the show, just pay attention. Toward the end of the show, we do one trivia question. Jamie picks kind of randomly out of the entire show. Get the right answer, you get $10 basically. Call it Forge Coin, and you can bank that as long as you like. Bank it for snakes, hats, shirts, all the merch, whatever you want to do with the money. It does not expire, doesn't go away. So bank it up, save a couple $100 toward a snake. It'd be great. So pay attention, get that question right. Hopefully everybody out there gets on that board. We're going to run some of the leaders, but I think everybody that's in here has seen most of these. Had a new one, I believe, last week. Did we not?
Yeah,
Brand
Jose.
new. Yeah, Jose jumped in there. That's right. So Jose with Edge of Panic.
Yep.
He jumped in and grabbed 10 from us last week. So we have an awesome guest backstage sitting. So we're not going to burn a ton of time, but we do want to welcome pretty well everybody in that's currently sitting here. And we'll run through them real quick. But Vance, appreciate you coming out. Dead Man, always here. Oh, man. K Diesel, all the way overseas. I believe he's in Indonesia right now.
Is he? I was going to say he's back already. Wow.
Which is crazy for him to be piping in all the way from across the world. But appreciate it, K Diesel. And we got Brian from Heathen Hatchery. Ball Ross, welcome back again. Appreciate you showing up every week, Brian. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. And you guys know the drill with Tim and Connie. Connie's probably right behind him, and that's our dad. He comes and checks in on us. No Connie behind him. That's unfortunate. And Python Portal. These poor guys, I hear it in almost every chat now. They've jumped around to every channel, and there used to be a Python Patrol, and that gets flipped and flopped all the time for these guys. It's Portal. So if I do that accidentally, it's purely habit. Sorry about that. But thank you for coming out.
Same
and John Double M. Yeah, basically same colors. It's really easy to make the mistake for sure. John Double M, Mission Morphs. Appreciate you, man. Every week he's coming out to see us too. And Bailey, appreciate you too. Saying hi to Thomi. She's coming out in a minute, Bailey. Or get her out here, and we're going to just kind of get her background and her story. We don't know her that well, so you guys might get some refreshers on stuff. Blakers. Good to see you every week, man. Appreciate it. T Keys, the Prophet, the Ambassador. Well, Ambassador number one, and Bosa's probably in here at some point too, but we're going to call him the Sultan, I guess, of support. So I don't know which title to give who, but appreciate you, T, for sure.
We ready for the next one?
I don't know. Are we? Yeah, we got to cue this up. He always gets his own intro. Don D, Mr. Purple Rain. Always good to see him coming back in. Love Don D, but he only guessed with their own theme music so far. Anybody has that request, we can add it in there for you. But much love, Don D. Amy Bush, okay, good to see you. You've been in here and there. It's kind of some family, extended family that comes out to watch us too. So appreciate it, Amy. Hopefully some of the other Bushes out there looking in too.
Yeah.
Vinny with Bone Daddy Serpents. Vinny is an awesome dude. Appreciate him, man. Comes back every week. He's got himself some Forge coin too. He used to get this one this week. He's got 10 or 20 in there. There's 10. Tim's counterpart. Tim's much better looking, much better personality half right there. Got to give Dad a hard time, but that's our mom. Thanks, Connie. Appreciate it. Jameel, good to see you. See you in all the other chats too, but thanks for coming out and supporting us, man. Appreciate it. Josh, good to see you, Josh. Seen you everywhere, and it seems like you keep stopping in too. I don't know, we must be doing something really right or really wrong if Josh keeps. Banna, Good to see you. She's bringing party people with her too.
Everywhere she goes.
Yeah, everywhere she goes for sure. Appreciate it, Vanna. Oh, she doubled up. Got her
What
back
did I do?
twice. Got Vanna up again, I think, or at least on my side. Maybe I'm seeing it wrong.
Yeah, I have Stan up right now.
Oh, okay. Well, mine's
Here,
glitching.
let me try again.
There we go. Stan the man. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it didn't show for you guys, but I had Bannon twice. So, Stan, appreciate you coming out, part of the RWO crew. These guys do 2 shows a week, Tuesday nights, Thursday nights. Try to jump in because each one of them has their own channel running those. Great guys. They just sit and sling mud, pretty much. They're good guys. Casey, GCR, appreciate you coming out. Really do. Been here almost every week, too. So, we got to get some kind of point system for people just coming in every week.
Yeah.
Chris. Oh, snap. He did make it. Appreciate it, Chris.
Oh,
Thanks for
snap.
coming out.
You got
Yeah,
the
we don't
ultimate
always.
snap.
Yeah, I know it. And we don't catch his all the time either. I try to get in there, but there's so darn many shows. But when I catch it, I do jump in and say, hey, appreciate it, Chris.
It amazes me some of our road warriors we've got that are just in every show. It seems like I don't know how they do
Yeah.
it.
I know it. And they seem to be in every one we watch too. Shauna, good to see you coming out. Appreciate it. Shauna's everywhere also. It's another one we see everywhere. One of our previous guests, Eddie, he was on a great show with Jose last night.
Yeah.
Actually, it was a makeup show, but always good to see Eddie. Man, he's got some really nice stuff coming this year. It's hatching out right now, actually. So jump over to his Insta and try to catch some of what he's posting. H&H, appreciate you coming out. Good to see you. We got to be getting down there. I didn't even see this many on the number
I
chart.
know. There's a lot tonight. It's awesome.
Ashley, Nikita, good to see you guys. We picked up a couple bangers from them, or bangers for us. Probably not so much for them, but a couple really nice snakes we're looking forward to putting in the rotation here next year.
Yeah.
So
All
thank
right.
you
We
guys.
can bring out the lovely Thomi.
All right. The lovely Thomi, is she ready back there? That's the question.
She looks
Yeah.
lovely.
All right. So without further ado, Thomi with Inky Clouds. Here we go.
Yay.
Hey, Thomi.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Yeah,
I've never
little.
been called lovely, I don't think. That goes to show that you don't know me that well yet.
Yeah, little deer in the headlight scenario there. I think Jamie switched out screens on me. Do we have all four of us or three of us or what are we doing?
I
What do we
see
got?
all.
Yeah. Yep, we got all four. That's okay. We're gonna leave you in here tonight, Jamie.
Okay.
You're on the hot seat yourself.
Oh, goody.
Technical difficulties, guys. That's what happens when you get three people running three screens and three controllers. We get different stuff showing on different ends.
I have a set of 1,000 questions we could do for Jamie, John.
Oh,
Oh,
Jeebus.
okay. We can't do that and ignore our lovely Thomi, as Jamie
Lovely.
introduced her.
Lovely.
So, Thomi, for those that don't know you or aren't familiar with you, do you have, I think, what Ken over at LMK called the elevator speech, or what you would put yourself out there as, or a simple intro of yourself, your background, and what you're doing?
Sure. I don't have one, but I can make one up. So let's see what happens with this.
Perfect.
So I'm Thomi. I'm with Inky Clouds. I currently breed ball pythons. I'm doing pretty much all the different morphs other than sunset right now. So I'm just trying to pare back on those. But I have a background. I'm going back to having reptiles since I was 2 years old. I got my first reptile, a box turtle, when I was 2 for being potty trained. My mom got him for me, and I currently still have him.
Wow.
Yeah. And I moved through having reptiles. I got my first snake when I was 12. I was doing colubrids back then. I moved into venomous when I was 16. I kept venomous up until about it had been longer than that now. Probably 7 years ago. Then I took a break and then I got into ball pythons and here I am.
Much
Okay.
safer.
Yes,
Much
much
safer,
safer.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Wow.
actually got bit for the first time by a ball python like probably 3 or 4 months ago. Oddly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Big
I
one.
went a long time too before I got tagged by one. I think Jay got one almost instantly, but God,
Yeah.
I had to have
Yeah.
been 3 years into it before I got
Yeah,
nipped.
I feel like you really have to do something wrong or like have a really hungry animal to get bit.
Yeah.
Right.
I did for sure. I did the old you know, you find the bully, the biggest guy on the playground, and you
Yeah.
just go up and start a fight, right? So you get I did the exact same thing with a snake. Picked probably the biggest one we had at the time, and it
Uh,
wasn't it was just my own stupidity, but yeah, it was a good first bite for sure.
good.
La
Wrapped everything, hung on
Yeah.
for a bit. So
Yeah. Pretty tough.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, I mean, they aren't good training for venomous. I'll tell you that much.
right.
Right.
Yeah, the caution just isn't built in there. But
Mhm.
that's kind of an odd early background with. So were your folks and family already into the reptiles, or how did you end up getting
I had
turtles
really
and things so young?
supportive parents, like super supportive parents. So, you know, like I said, my mom got me the turtle for being potty trained, and then I had more turtles. We lived in Florida then. Um, so from there, when we moved here to Virginia, is when I got my first snake, and that was like kind of a test to see if I would or could take care of it, and like would I still stay interested in them, kind of thing. Um, and because I was working doing reptile education shows at a local park with one of the rangers there, and I actually ended up getting one of the snakes that we had there at the show that we used as an educational animal. My mom got the snake through him. So from there, we just kind of branched out. My first venomous was a Trans-Pecos copperhead. And that was the same thing. My mom was like, you can have this animal, but, you have to prove that you can be safe with it, make sure that you have your safety measures in place, Got it from Glades Herp mail order. That's
Wow.
Crazy.
back
Wow.
when you could mail order venomous animals.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
That's
Yeah, so
crazy.
yeah, it was good, though. I mean, it was good learning experience, and um, she made sure that I had everything locked up all the time. If anything was done, there was two people in the room. Learned how to shift things and all that fun stuff. So yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
So
Say,
how far into the? Oh, sorry, Jay. Go ahead.
I was just gonna mention to everybody in the chat, everybody watching, we got some really bad weather. So if we do go offline, that's why. And if I keep looking like this, I'm not rolling my eyes. I'm looking out the window at the lightning and the possible tornado. So throw that out there.
Yeah,
Just
we
yell
we do
tornado.
have a right. We do have a tornado warning going right now, so it's a little sketchy. It's loud here, probably not on the broadcast, but
Yeah.
anyways, um, the venomous thing. How far into that did you go? Did you get multiple species? Did you get
Oh
multiple
yeah. I mean, I
snakes?
kept
Or
I kept venomous up until, like I said, probably 5 to 7 years ago. So I mean, from the time when I first got them until then, I mean, I'm 40. How old am I? 46, I think. Um, so I mean, that's a long time, right? Like that's like 30 years. I mean, definitely. I had everything other than like large elapids. I didn't keep like large cobras. I don't, not because I couldn't, but because I don't like them.
sure,
I don't think they're really that pretty unless they're hooded up, and nobody wants to. Well, I don't want to stress out an animal to entertain myself. So
Yeah.
um, and they're really messy. Like when they poop, they like literally like just poop on everything.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
yeah,
they're extremely
Wow.
messy. So yeah, I had European vipers. I had the smaller cobras. I had saw scale vipers. I had arboreal venomous. I had eyelash vipers and rhinoceros vipers and gavoon vipers, and I had pretty much everything.
wow, crazy. Okay, so
Yeah.
into the breeding side or just purely keeping?
Yeah, I definitely bred too. It was very tiny, small scale though.
Okay.
Like I had like Trimerensis trigoncephalus. I bred those. I bred Eurytus. I bred not as many things because one, it's a lot more tedious because you think about like you get a hatchling that doesn't start well.
Mm.
Like assist feeding something like as small as an arboreal viper is really
That'd be,
hard.
yeah.
Yeah, I imagine.
One for the
Okay.
safety of the animal, and two for the safety of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Kind of like trying to feed a night crawler. I mean, the things are so, I don't want to say
They're very
delicate, but they
delicate.
really
They're
are.
extremely delicate. Yeah, they're extremely
Yeah.
delicate, and they're prone to dying from stress, and then they can also kill you. So there's that.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you have any issues or close calls or visitors or anything that got nipped or anything
No,
throughout
never
that period that
ever
was?
touched any of my animals. Nobody. I didn't even really touch my animals. I wasn't like a free handler ever.
Okay.
But I did almost get bit in the chest by a gaboon viper one time when I opened up a cage and she sprung out. She was there was two in the cage, and it was like they were at like chest height, like the cage was high. Which now that after that we changed that up. But I opened the door because it was a vivarium, and I opened the door and I thought that I had seen both of them towards the back, but one of them was posted up right in the front because it was like planted. It was pretty because I like to look at them.
Yeah.
And yeah, she was like wow, jumped out and like wee tried to bite me and would have hit me right in the chest if she would have hit me, but luckily I backed up really quickly.
Yeah.
Right. Good Lord. So that part of it, I know you kind of touched on in some other, podcasts and things as far
Uh-huh.
as the venomous side, but
Mhm.
what led you away from that? What was the kind of calling point where you just said, okay, we got to call this quits on this?
Um, Honestly, it became a lot of work. So, um, although I enjoyed them a lot, the if you're really being safe with your handling, it's hard even to just change a water bowl. Like think
Yeah.
about changing 50 water bowls, right? Like right now, think about changing your 50 water bowls. Now make it where every water bowl you change, you have to shift that animal into another container,
Right.
then get the water bowl, then spot clean, then put all its stuff back, then take the animal out of shift, and so like it's a lot of time, but it's also I don't know, like my nerves, man. I just I was like I'm like I don't know if I want to keep things that want to kill me anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just got like to the point where I was just like, it just didn't have the shine anymore, and like I just lost that interest because of those aspects, I think.
Sure. And let's face it, we all get a little bit slower, a little bit more unsteady, a little more accident prone, the older we get. And that's not the area you want to have that happen. So,
Yeah, and I mean, after a while too, as a venomous keeper, because you are exposed to the venom, because there's venom in the cages and things like that from them eating and whatnot, it dries up and it can like it aerosolizes, so you're more likely to be allergic to the venom over time,
Sure.
and anaphylaxis will kill you faster than venom
Yep.
will.
Yep.
yeah,
So,
I've
so
heard
if
that. Yeah.
it as a long-term keeper, you have a lot more chance of being anaphylactic and having an allergic response to venom. So yeah, like just over time, it just kind of it used to be like my zen space because like I could like when I was doing that, I couldn't think about anything else. So it was like a tunnel, and it actually really helped me. But then got where it was just nerve wracking. So I was like, yeah, it's not for me.
Yeah, it's funny because the Zen space thing, that's kind of my deal with the ball pythons, the handling of them. It just relaxes me so much. And I was going to ask, going from the venomous to the ball python, do you handle your ball pythons a lot, and do you prefer being able to do that with a snake versus with the
I
venomous?
do.
Obviously, you're not doing that.
Yeah, I definitely have the ones that tend to enjoy handling more, and I'll handle them for sure. I really do enjoy spending time with them. When I was younger and I had more of a colubrid collection, I had like colubrids and varanids and all that. Um, I spent a lot of time with my snakes. I mean, I would like lay on the couch and watch cartoons with my snakes, you know, and that's how I got bit in the eye because I fell asleep and when the snake crawled on my face when I was asleep, my eyelash my eye opened and closed real fast, and my eyelash hit the snake, and the snake was like pow pow and bit me. And so now I still have like a snake tooth fragment in my eyelid from then, but you know, yeah, I love cuddling with them. Honestly, I think they're really cool. They are relaxing, and if they want to hang out, yeah, I'm all about it.
For sure. Yeah, and something that I really enjoy about the balls is that they are that way, and I can't imagine that in a hot scenario. The hots, I just have zero interest in going that direction because of that. The interaction is at such a distance. You're always extra cautious. Are they beautiful? Absolutely, but that lack of interaction would drive me nuts. You know, I'd want to be in there goofing with them, and you just can't. You know.
I always said to people that asked me like, why do I keep venomous? I was like, well, it's the same for me as like keeping tropical fish because there's so many like really beautiful, bright colored venomous snakes, and not only that, they're very active. So like you can watch them like exploring, if you know, and like climbing over things and going in places and digging and all that stuff. Like watching all that to me was like watching a fish tank. So that's why like in Bavaria, so I could watch them. So it's about the same for me. I can't cuddle fish, can't cuddle them. So
sure. Yep, and I do get that. Just never made sense to me, and I'm always curious about what part of that drew people. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Same with the saltwater aquariums, anything you don't really interact with, but
yeah,
just there for eye candy, kind of. They're super pretty.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's something I think we'll definitely steer clear of that, and the large snakes. I think purely logistically doesn't make sense for us. It's not that they're not cool or that you'd have to have such a different scenario, a big facility or space to keep them correctly, in any kind of number anyway. So do you approach that at all, or are you strictly ball pythons now?
I'm strictly ball pythons now. I have had large snakes. I had albino and green Burmese pythons back in the day when those were the only two morphs you could get of Burmese pythons. I had some red-tailed boas, and I know red-tail is not like really a thing, but that's what we called them, so I don't really know.
Right.
I was young, so I was like, yeah, it's a red-tailed boa. So, I've never had a rainbow boa. When I came back into snakes, and having the want to get snakes, I almost started back with rainbow boas and house snakes, though, because I really think house snakes are really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, rainbows too, super cool.
Rainbows are super cool too. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I also like rosy boas. There's a lot of other snakes I like, but I'm just focused in on ball pythons. I don't want to have to try to bridge the gap with a bunch of different needs. Honestly, I have a small space, so and I'm having fun with the morphs. So
yeah,
sure. So I think everybody's pretty aware you're married, but we only see you on the reptile snake side. All of that, is it purely you working with this, or is your husband pretty involved, or how do you split that up?
My husband is not involved.
not at all. Okay.
No, he can look at them and be like, "Oh, that's nice," but like I'll be like, "Well, don't you want to touch it?" And so I mean, as many as there are, he's just like, "Yeah, that's not for me." He's like, "That's your thing." But there's certain ones that he's like, "Oh, I remember that one. I like that one." But in general, he will touch them, but I'm like, "Hold it," and he's like, "No." But he did help me. He did help me. One of my snakes got bit by a rat and it got infected, and I had to give her antibiotic injections, and he helped me hold her to do that. So he will do it in a pinch.
Comes through in the clutch, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So he was able to do that, but it's just not his interest.
Yeah. And Villarino says, "Hey, yo, Tommy."
Hey.
Yeah, Emilio. I haven't seen Emilio in here either, but yeah, the rainbow boas, that's one Jason mentions all the time. All the other ones I don't know so much. That there'll be some odd things I think we will pick up and kind of move that direction too. They're just too pretty and interesting. but that'll be
Yeah.
down the road when we're more set for it. So
Screaming toads. We're definitely getting the screaming toads.
no, we're not getting the damn screaming toads. No. Yeah. He's obsessed with them things. Your cat would have a heyday with those screaming
Oh
toads.
yeah, they'd
They'd
fight
be
for
all
sure.
over with.
They fight.
Full on battle.
Us
Yeah,
toad
not
cat fight.
physical, just vocally back and forth.
They would barking back and forth.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, we talked a little bit before the show, just real brief, but everybody's seasons and across the board, and we kind of chuckle a little bit because is it really a trend or is it just everything is slowly lagging, the entire thing? But you said you're also behind on your clutches and your breeding this year, and everybody's kind of brought it up multiple times, but you're also more productive than you anticipated as well, right?
I am more productive than I anticipated, so we'll see. I was only trying to get 10 clutches, and it looks like I'm going to get 13 to 15. So,
Okay.
yeah, I try to do that like 20% fudge factor, like the girl doesn't go, whatever. If it's a younger male, I might pair him, and I might pair to two different girls thinking like one's not going to go just because he's young, or, who knows what's going to happen. But yeah,
Sure.
everybody's decided that they like me this year and they want to give me lots of eggs.
Okay. So what is your biggest focus now, would you say, for a project? If you were to say this is kind of the direction I would really like to go, or are you kind of spread out really nice?
I have a lot of varying interests. So I'm trying for all kinds of crazy crap. Like right now, like the 20th of this month, I have a double het monarch pied dropping, the leopard double het monarch pied, who was paired to a stranger het clown pos het monsoon, and those are all for holdbacks. Because I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be cool to have a monarch clown monsoon?
Maybe. Maybe.
I don't know. I think it'd be cool. So like I'm pairing like really off the wall because like with genetic testing, I'm just like, well, whatever. I'll know what's in everything. I'd rather throw money that way and like know what I'm going to get, and then if I then the way you can divide them, because those projects can go different directions, depending on what hets they end up having, and they're all codons that I like, or incomplete dominants, not codons, ink doms. I'm training myself.
Right.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one. That one's pretty cool. I had a really weird clutch just hatch. I had like a weird looking piebald girl who Billy, myself, and Garrick all thought was a cryptic or krypton pied. And so I went ahead and ran her shed, and she came back as piebald. Like literally, there's nothing in her that's testable. There's no leopard. There's no Inky. There's no yellow belly. There's no like nothing. But like if you look at her, you're like, that's a wacky looking snake. So there's something. But I don't know what it is. So I bred her to a leopard triple het clown pied desert ghost. And I got these weird like peach pink babies that have like blacked out patterns. And I'm like really stoked on them, but I don't know what they are. So it wasn't helpful. I thought it was going to give me answers, but it gave me questions.
Right. Sounds like you needed to take advantage of Charlie Gray Rider's big sale he had there and get about 100 shed tests banked for some of your pairings you got going.
For real.
Well,
for real.
And what it sounds like with that pied is it may not help you. I mean, it might just be something kicking around in your collection that isn't located yet, I mean, it's obviously having an effect. But.
Yeah, there's something there. I don't know what it is. I was talking to KG about it, and I'm like, have you seen this? I'm just sending pictures of them to everybody that I can think of. I'm like, have you seen this? What is this? What is this? And like, so I got a normal, I got two of those peach snakes, and I got a leopard. And I'm like, okay. Oddly enough, I didn't get any pies. It was only 4 eggs, but it was a visual pie to a triple het with a het pied and no pies. And I'm like, okay, well, I kind of manifested it though because I really wanted to know what was in that piebald. So
Yeah.
Sure. Well, KG says, I know what it is. It's mine. That's what he just said on the screen there a second ago. And he's probably not wrong. If he'll find a way. He'll find a way to end up with that. But no, that's always cool. And you're right. I mean, the goofy part about that is you can make a lot of guesses on things and simply not know. I mean, if it's not mapped, it doesn't mean something isn't in there, you know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely something. I mean, when you look at the babies, you can't be like, oh, that's nothing, because it's
Right.
not. But I mean, what it is. I mean, and I'm not saying it's a new gene by any stretch of the imagination because I'm not that person, but it's something.
Yeah,
Sure.
and it could be. There's still a lot to be discovered, I'm sure. So
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. Mutations come up all the time. You know,
Yep.
it's just like how much do they show, and what do they actually affect, and do they affect it enough for it to actually be relevant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, you know, every single normal has some sort of weird, different thing. But like, does it pass it on, and does it really matter? If you have to
Right.
explain what it is that your mutation does, then it's likely not that helpful.
Probably not. Yeah.
Right.
You know, like if you have to be like, look it right there. You see that? It's a dot by its butt. Like, okay, cool.
Yep.
Like I don't want it. Thank you.
Not everybody wants that. Yeah, exactly.
No, exactly. So yeah, I mean, you know, who knows? No, maybe nobody wants my pink weird snakes, but I like them.
Right. Well, and then you get that other side of it where some of those better genes are that way, like super tough to tell, especially as a baby. Like if you look at lace or mandarin, even is can be really hard to pick out. But you get those in the right combination or scenario, all of a sudden they stand out. You know, it's like, man, okay.
Yeah,
And why a lot of them are slept. You know.
I got out of lace because I didn't have a super, and I didn't want to sell anybody something as lace that wasn't lace. And I have a hard enough time. Like that's one of the genes I look at it. I'm like, yeah, it could be lace.
It's a tough one, yeah. As they age, I mean, I think at least what we're finding in our combinations, they do get to be pretty obvious, but it takes.
Yeah, but you can't.
Yeah.
You can only much of growing out everything that you produce.
Right.
It's rough.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I love lace, but I just to me it's just not. It's not on my menu right now.
Sure. Yep. Understandable for sure.
Unless I get a super. If I get a super, then hell yeah, I'll do it.
Right. Well, that's the goal, you know. Get your supers in there and then put them in the stuff you really want. So.
Yeah, that's what I try to tell everybody. I'm like, you like something, make yourself a super. Concentrate on making. Don't try to just make it with 100,000 hits. Make your super so you can put that in everything, and then you know what's in there. You know.
Yep. Exactly.
Right. Well, Stan says, "Pink snake. That's going to be awesome for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The perfect auction snake." Yeah, he's on to something though. That he's got a point, kind of.
I don't want the boob snakes. We're gonna have.
So you're most you get laughing and then I get laughing, but
I know, right?
So it's contagious, but your most anticipated pairing, if you were to get like your ideal result this year in what you know is already going to be productive or what you assume you're going to get eggs from, what would that pairing be?
I don't know. I mean, the one I just talked about is the one I'm the most excited about. But like, as for like visuals there's a pairing. I have a blackhead Mojave yellow belly that is bred to calico, and they're both dreamsicle. And I know dreamsicle is like one of those weird projects, you love it or you hate it. But I honestly don't even really want a dreamsicle. I want a lavender albino calico because they are so beautiful. I don't know if you've seen one, but they are amazing. And like if it had yellow belly in it, or even if it had blackhead in it, those are fine too. I mean, I love blackhead. That's my heart.
But Elias agrees. No boob snakes.
Like that would really make it hard to crawl.
Yeah. But you're right. The calico in that lab is amazing.
It's
I don't know
amazing.
why that interaction's so nice, but
So it's so good, and so I'm excited for that. I'm excited to push Monsoon in different directions, but I don't have any visuals this season as a possibility. I don't know. I can't. Like when people ask me questions like this, I'm like, do I have snakes? What kind of snakes do I have?
Yeah.
That's how
why
I am.
am I here?
It's just like my brain's like saying all kinds of stuff. It's like Monsoon, lavender, this, that. I'm like, great, thank you. That's helpful. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think that's the one snake I would like to see hatch out, and it's not even like a crazy snake, but like I'd like to see that hatch out. I'm really excited for that pairing because I love calico, I love blackhead, Mojave. I can take it or leave it, but I don't dislike it. But yeah, I'm excited about that one.
Okay, nice. So genes you have, it sounds like you've got kind of a cluster of different recessives and things going on. Are you?
Too.
Yeah, are you like more interested or curious about one recessive that you'd really like to work with specifically, or are you just kind of?
I'm really wanting to push Monarch stuff. I love Monarch.
Okay.
I love hypo everything. I love and I love Blackhead. Blackhead can't go wrong. There's nothing I've seen Blackhead do that is bad ever.
Yeah.
And I'll fight you
for
say
sure.
there is anything for real.
And you'll fight anyone that says otherwise. Yeah.
That's right. We'll fight. I'm 5'2" and full of fury.
All of 5'2" and full of venom still from
exactly.
the past.
I'm just the venom particles in my nostrils. Yeah. So yeah, I mean I'm happy to be doing those, and then I'm happy to like. There's some things like wackadoodle things. Like I have some hurricane het hypo, pos het G stripe, pos het rainbow stuff that I'm waiting to grow up, which I think will be interesting. So I'm doing some acid G stripe stuff. I know people don't do a lot of G stripe stuff, but acid really does like break it up. So I'm trying to figure out like some things that happen with G stripe and acid, like different combos. I have tri stripe. I have both the stripes. I don't have super stripe. So
Okay.
Crazy. But I'm doing hypo tri stripe stuff. I have a that's another snake I would love to see. See, look, I know I have snakes.
So you're coming up with stuff now.
I'm coming up with stuff. I'm talking. It's happening. We're doing it. GHI. I have a clutch that's due or actually just came out a couple days ago. For GHI tri stripe double het hypo desert ghost.
Oh, nice. That'll be a good one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That's gonna be pretty.
Get all those visuals to come out. That'll be beautiful. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, even if I get like no incomplete dominance and I just get a tri stripe with those hets, I'll be good because I have girls waiting.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a super interesting triple recessive. I haven't heard that combination before. Monarch is trash. KG said, KG, just come on now, be nice. She
Love
flips
you.
him off. He's trying to wedge his way in there for that snake. Still,
yeah. He wants to fight me. He wants to fight me. He knows.
He knows where to find
5'2"
you,
to
right?
6'6". That's an oddball matchup right there.
I will climb him and claw his eyes out. I am not.
Yeah. I think Tommy's faster probably.
Angry koala. Watch out.
Yeah.
Right. So okay, so we covered some snake stuff, but I was curious. Where did you generate the Inky clouds from? What's the story behind the business name?
I'm a floaty weirdo, and I say weird things, I guess. I when I first started, I was like, okay, like I got into it, and like what I started off with, and this is a couple years ago when it was like $1 gazillion, was a a Suis with some sort of other stuff in it. I don't know what other incomplete dominants are in her, but she's like almost completely black, het piebald, and a black pastel mahogany piebald were my two first snakes because I was like, I want stuff that's dark. I want to make black snakes. That's all I want to do is dark black snakes, right? So I was like, oh, dark stuff, black stuff. I'm focusing on those, and so I'm like, okay, well, what's dark and what can I do? I was like, oh, a storm, and then a inky clouds, and then there we are. Wrap it up with a
Okay.
bow.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that had some kind of a tattoo tie-in.
That's what I
or-
was thinking.
No,
too,
a lot
yeah.
of people think that because I have cool tattoos, but I no.
Okay.
Like, but whatever. No,
No.
no. There's a bunch. There's some other inky or inked lady morphs and inked lady balls.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying.
Hey,
Terrifying.
and you could say it's tied to the tattoos. Nobody would know.
Yeah, it'd be easier.
It would,
And people wouldn't be
easier.
like this. They wouldn't be like this. Okay, following you. So you're going to the storm and clouds. Okay, Roger that. And
No,
then
I
just
think
like
you
this,
should
like-
stick with floaty
And
weirdo.
clouds. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a
Yeah.
floaty weirdo too. So I mean, all of the things are true and real.
That's all.
Floaty weirdo works just fine. Jeez. Oh man.
That's right.
That's funny.
Jay had some questions to you too. I know he mentioned those to me, so I'm going to put him on the spot because he had
ready.
these prepped already.
So, no, I really don't have anything prepped. But one of the things you said before we got into the show here, which I had to kind of laugh at because I think same thing, but we just keep making clutches. So you had said, yeah, I want 10. And I really don't want any more than that because I just don't want to have a whole bunch of baby snakes. And that just struck me as hilarious because it's like, so, everybody in this business, I think, would agree. You're super excited for the clutch. You want to cut the eggs. You want to see what you got. And then as soon as that happens, it's like, oh, man, now I got to put up with these little bastards for the next however long, right, depending on what you're doing. Because they're such a pain. I mean, there's times when you get a clutch where you get them into their tubs and everybody just eats and there's just no problems and everybody's happy. And really our first season, I think, kind of went that way. And
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Since then, it's never been across the board. It's a clutch that's no problem, a clutch that's a giant pain, a clutch that has some weird issues, you know what I mean? And so I guess my question for you is, in your clutches from the ball pythons, what have you experienced that way? Do you have
I've
all
had
the
one
mix
that,
or
I had one that I had to assist feed so far.
that's it?
Mhm.
Wow.
But I
Only
don't.
one.
I don't offer food until like sometimes up to like 10 days after they shed.
Sure.
Same. We do about the same.
I wait. I know
Yeah.
a lot of people like throw things in pretty soon. Though they're like they shed needle, and they're like, oh god, my neck doesn't even work yet.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. I haven't really had any problems other than that one. And I think I assist fed it like 2 or 3 times, and then we were good to go.
so you're
But
saying just one snake, period.
one period snake, yeah. And
Wow.
it was a huge pain in my ass, and I
Uh,
cussed at it a bunch and like held it while I pulled the mouse out of its face, yelled at it, eat it, Like,
yeah.
get it!
Yep.
You're always,
What you
you're
want to
always
do, for sure.
yeah, no doubt. Yeah, you
Yeah.
always wonder, like, is it in there far enough? You set it down, it spits it back out, and you're like, okay. I know the first few times I ever had to do it, man, it was just a
God.
learning experience to say
Wipe
the
your
least.
mouth on the ground like you like literally just want to pick them up and like wing them somewhere.
yeah.
You're cracking me up.
I don't want it.
Right.
Like you're gonna die.
Exactly. Gotta
Yeah.
eat it, you're gonna die. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that one was enough. I'm not gonna say I'll never have another one because I don't really want to curse myself now that we're talking about it. But yeah, I've had one. And it was
Yeah, it's weird because our first year of clutches, man, we got done with it and I'm like, man, this was no problem. I don't know what people are complaining about, all their snake problems.
But boy, did we jinx ourselves.
I have a good amount of acid stuff, and it all eats, and it eats and sheds, and everybody says it doesn't eat. So no.
Yeah.
And I've heard that, but more on the confusion side, I think. At least when people are saying the split, I know they're the same or what. But
I'm team acid, so yeah, I get it. Confusion, not eating.
Right. But yeah, we definitely jinxed ourselves because I don't know that we've had a clutch in the last 2 years that didn't have at least one that wasn't a bit of a problem. Either it wouldn't eat for the longest time and finally did, or was an assist feed for 3 months or some ridiculous time frame. And it's like,
I saw a post
are
where
you
somebody
kidding me?
doing something for like a year. I'm like, just let it go. Like it's
failure
to thrive at that point. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long time. Wow.
At some point, like if we're assisting that much, like are we actually going to be making good stock? Like are we breeding animals that need to be bred? I mean, I think like honestly, we need to think about that because at some point, like it's not, we are making things beyond nature. Like that doesn't mean like you don't eat once you just die. Never mind, but. But I mean, if something just really wants to die that bad,
yeah.
Oh, that's a valid point.
Awful. And like you breed it and then you have another clutch of a whole bunch of babies that don't want to eat.
Oh, yep.
Let's eyeballs.
Yeah, well, spicy Mike. But yeah, it's like KG said. I think it was yesterday. He was on a live, and he's like, it's always the one that you needed from that clutch. Right. It's the holdback that you really needed the genes from, and it doesn't eat for like too much. You assist feed it.
You freaking open up the drawer 700 times a day when it's trying to act why. They're like, oh damn, there it is. It's my super bag place, and then they put it back.
Right. Yep. Keep your nose out of the damn tub.
Exactly. Let the damn thing live its life for a minute.
Yeah. That's too funny. But yeah, it usually goes that way, and honestly, yeah, it hasn't been great on that side of things for us. I mean, the first year, like Jay said, we were like, holy cats. This went really well. We had 0 issues. We didn't lose eggs. Everything ate on its own. It grew fast. Everything was great. Year 2, different story. We're like, oh shit, what the hell? But yeah, those things happen.
We had more clutches.
We did. We had more clutches, but
that's true.
A lot worse odds with the way things went. So just
happened. Stuck to 10. We'd have been fine.
Right.
But we've had the opposite experience on that, where we literally have paired. We could have hit in the low 20s for clutches and come out with 12. So hitting more of that 60% range than the 80 or 90. So
yeah, that's odd. Yeah, I try to say like normally, like I said, like 20% probably won't go or might not go or whatever. Something can happen. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a very low percentage.
I think a combination of things. We're using males that we just got. We're excited to use, so they're probably a little early, and females that maybe just laid last year, but they're not quite ready yet. So we're probably rushing into some of those things and causing a different percentage than we'd like to see. But
sometimes if your ambient is higher, that can happen too. Like your ambient, and then you have to.
Yeah, stuff tends to shut down just by being a little warm.
Yeah, like my animals like definitely go through like they're not colubrids. I don't shove them in containers and like put them somewhere where it's 50, but they definitely go through like a cycle.
Yeah. Big swings. Yeah,
there's definitely big swings, and I think that we tend to keep them at this like perfect little place so much, and I think that sometimes it's even like too hot for our males. Like the males, their sperm isn't like staying viable.
Yep. Definitely.
Drop the male racks down a couple of degrees too the last year or so, just to watch some of that.
Yeah.
But I think we're getting right down to that point. I know you weren't super excited about this. You're more floaty and weird than you are pinned down in a hot seat. But
I'm
we're
not
getting to that point.
We freaking go, I guess.
Right.
It'll be fine.
Against my will.
No, it's totally good. But Jamie does this with everybody, and we're not letting you out as the exception. So let's get this
I'll go
set
easy
up
on
here.
you.
Wow,
She'll be nice. She'll be nice. All right. Are you both all set?
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Right, let's just get it done. Let's get it over with, Thomi.
Okay.
We'll bring you back.
All right.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Tonight we have the lovely Thomi in the hot seat. I'm gonna ask you 15 rapid fire questions, and then we'll end it with 5 questions just to learn a little bit more about you.
Okay.
Okay. Do you prefer plants or flowers?
Plants.
Waterfalls or mountains?
Mountains.
Would you rather walk or jog?
Ew, walk.
Ew. Would you rather spend the day at a zoo or an amusement park?
Zoo.
Would you rather listen to pop music or country music?
Pop? Question mark?
Right? Ice cream or popsicles?
Popsicles.
Cardio or strength?
Strength.
Would you rather have sneakers on your feet or sandals?
Sandals.
Do you want to drink beer or wine?
I don't like either of those. I guess I'll have beer.
Okay. Leader or follower?
I'd say I'm a leader.
Would you rather call or text?
Text.
Do you want apples or bananas?
Apples. I eat apples every day.
Do you like peonies or roses better?
Peonies.
Okay. Would you rather go in the pool or the hot tub?
Pool.
If you were going to have a snack, would you grab chips and dip or cheese and crackers?
Chips and dip.
Awesome. All right. Question time.
Okay.
If you could go back in time, what era would you visit?
Oh, the 70s. Like the early 70s. As an adult? Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Peace.
Yeah, exactly. Love and happiness and everybody's high.
If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Laser eyes. I don't know. Let's do it.
Start. What's your go-to restaurant?
Anything with sushi.
Ooh, I don't love sushi.
Well, there's more for me. That's fine.
If you could hang out with any cartoon character, who would you choose?
The Tasmanian Devil.
Yes. Yes. I don't remember, but somebody else did pick him. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not there. The last question
Are
for
you
you,
talking
Thomi, is
What's
what would you like to be known for?
being a crazy floaty person?
Yes. Thanks for being a good sport. You did awesome. See, it wasn't so bad.
No, I lived.
It was
I
fun.
didn't say anything terrible. Look at me.
No, you did awesome. Yeah, that's it. All set. Thanks, Thomi.
Okay, thank you.
Close it out. Thank you, everybody, for coming in tonight. And as always, like, follow, and subscribe.
Whew, man, that was getting pretty warm over there.
It was.
Jamie's talking to ghosts and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
I
it
heard
was
it.
so weird.
I tried to check.
I could tell Tommy was getting a little concerned. He's like, "Who is she talking to?"
Right.
Well, in my defense, my computer must be glitching a little because I can see all 4 of us all of the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I know.
okay.
There was some weird lag there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not acting right. It switched screens on me earlier, so we'll let you off the hook.
Thank you.
Next time we're gonna be harsh. It's all good. But anyway, no, those are fun. It just gives a chance to see, like, we could talk about snakes, we can talk about reptiles, all the stuff, but you get to see more what the person's like. So I think everybody kind of enjoys that,
Yeah,
except
you
for
did good
the
too.
hot seat person.
I'm
You're quick.
I'm very reserved, so I can see how that is helpful.
Yeah.
That's a joke.
Yes, I caught it. We're gonna let
Okay.
you off the hook on that one too.
Okay,
We
thank
tell
you.
our fair share of bad dad jokes around
Bad
here, so we
jokes.
get it.
Bad jokes.
Yes. So you agreed right away to come on the show, which was very nice of you. We're kind of newer at this. We're not great at it. We're going to be open about that. We're getting better at it, but yeah, we appreciate it though. And when we reach out to people, we never know what the reply or response is going to be like. So I did want to thank you for that right out of the
Yeah,
gate
no
too.
problem. Yeah, no problem.
Appreciate it.
I had a good time.
Is there anything you have specifically coming that you would like to let people know about? Stuff you would like to promote? Maybe people you're working with that you'd like to say something nice about too while you're on?
I'm not really working with anybody directly. It's just me, and I don't have anything that I think I want to sell. So just come look at my stuff, and if you want any, maybe I'll sell some. We'll see.
Okay. Oh man, these questions are a lot harder all of a sudden. The questions get harder and harder.
She's an awesome salesperson. She's like, maybe I'll sell you something.
Maybe,
Depends.
yeah. Now everybody has to have
I'm
it.
not a salesperson. I really, honestly, I just enjoy the genetic side of it. And I mean, obviously, there are, you do have to sell things, but a lot of the times, if I have something for sale, I send it to people that I know or that I talked to fairly recently. I do post some things. Like most of the things I've posted recently, I've put them on Morphmarket auctions because it's fast and it's over with, and it's normally it's normally like a breeder that I think is really cool, obviously, because it was one of my breeders. But like, I've moved past that breeder at this point, so like, send it on down the road, kind of thing. You know,
Sure.
some of the stuff I just text people, and I'm just like, here, I have this. Is anybody interested? So
Sure. Yeah, and that's a nice way to be. You don't feel like you have that pressure of I gotta move this stuff, right? Um,
yeah.
so when we talk about that side of it, like what are you working with for numbers and where are you trying to keep it just number wise, not so much projects or whatever, but do you have a cap at what
I've had
this
this
is enough?
question a couple of times, and I don't really answer the numbers question. And the reason is not because I don't want anybody to know, but it's because I don't want my husband to see this and know.
That's a solid reason.
Okay. He looks at drawers every once in a while. He's like, how many of those drawers are full? I'm like, well, I don't know.
Just extra
I'm like, there's extra
spares.
drawers. Yeah, there's nothing in most of those. There's like 2 snakes. It's fine.
Just don't open them.
Exactly, he won't. So yeah, I don't really answer that, but I do have a very small space. So I mean, like I'm in like a 12 by 16 room.
Okay.
So yeah, very small, very small.
Gotcha.
What,
And
what
that's
do you
kind
do?
of what's determining what you're doing for size and okay.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm limited to that space. I can't like take over my house with it. So, and yes,
What do you do?
I do my own rats. I saw somebody
Okay.
asked if I do my own rats, and I do.
Yep,
I do.
that's what I was
Okay.
just gonna ask you.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and I have a shed on my property that they're in.
Good
Perfect.
call.
Does the hubby help with the rats, or does he not like those?
He hates rats. Oh my
Okay.
god. So one time a rat got out and it ended up, he's scared, not like scared like but scared like he did thing. And like a rat got out, and it was when I still had the rats in the house. And I woke up in the middle of the night and I heard it moving around, and I was like, shit, where is it? And I looked up, and it was like on his nightstand, like about to jump on his face. I've never moved that fast in my entire life. I was like, jumping across. That was my superpower that night, because like
Yeah.
rat,
Yeah.
and not waking him up somehow. Like I told him the next day, he was like, I would have freaked out. I'm like,
You're
No,
like,
we
I
did.
saved you.
Exactly.
Norwegian? Norwegian rat?
Yes.
Yeah.
A big
So
breeder one
nice
too.
big one. Yeah. Nice.
It was a big one. It was big. I was like, it's like a cat about to jump on your face.
Do you strictly do Norwegian then?
I also have the what do we call those, like African
Desert field mice?
field mice? I
Yeah.
have those
Yep.
also.
Okay.
I do both. And I like them both for different reasons. Like I have a couple girls that are, well, probably like 6 or 8 girls that are like well over 3,000 grams. So one of those is like popcorn shoved to them. They're like,
Yeah.
like
Right.
I need rats, like actual rats for them. But I mean, most everybody else is on the other ones.
Sure. Okay. Do you notice much well, the way it sounds, everything eats for you, but do you notice any difference if you swap between them?
I
Not
swap in
really.
that. I swap in and out of that, and I swap between frozen and live, like because I don't
Yeah.
have a space for my rodents either. So my animals need to be able to eat whatever's presented to them, which I find to be really helpful when I do sell something though, because like people like that if they have a choice of like what they want to feed.
Yeah.
Sure.
Which
Well, and then it's easy to go back and say, well, I had this for 3 years. It ate everything I threw at it. So it kind of pulls the BS out too. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yep.
like
Yeah.
I switch them out, and I like sometimes they'll get bigger field mice, and sometimes they'll get smaller rats, and sometimes it's just whatever I have is what they get.
Sure. Yep. Makes sense.
She doesn't have to have those conversations. She doesn't sell them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she doesn't sell snakes. Yeah.
I'm not a peddler. I'm not peddling. I'm not showing you my wares.
Right. She sells them. She's just not gonna try. That's what it
I'm
is.
not trying.
Yeah. Right.
I might
hard
try
you
later
try.
on though. Like we talked about, like if I get enough holdbacks, I might have to try. So wish me luck.
Right.
Because this is my general way of doing it. Like, do you want it?
Right.
Like that's what I got.
Yeah. So it's pretty safe to say that you're not doing the vending. You're not doing any shows. You're not doing that side of it, right?
No, I'm not. I don't have enough stuff that I want to sell to go to a show. Like I'd be up there like with like a breeder and like a Norwegian rat.
Right.
I got
It's this or this.
snakes. You want a feeder or you want a snake? You got 2 choices.
Yeah.
Jesus. But you obviously go to the shows and expos and things, right? I mean, no?
Mm-mm.
Really? Okay. I would think you'd just be browsing or scooting around or something. No?
What?
I would think you would just go to browse or scoot around and talk to people, or no? Not really?
I'm not that social.
Okay.
You know, I know I seem really extroverted, but I'm an extroverted introvert. Like as soon as I stop moving, like as soon as I'm like directly in contacting you, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, I just had to talk to people.
It was
like
so
literally
stressful.
into my life for real.
Yeah.
I'm good at doing it while I have to, I guess. But like I would like to go to like maybe Tenley or something like that. I mean, I've wanted to do that my entire life, but like about a year ago, I got bit by a tick, and I've been having problems with my health ever since then. So like I'm allergic to a lot of things that might come into contact, like if I have to fly somewhere or do all these other things. So I'm pretty allergic. So.
Oh, that's terrible. Did they narrow that down? Was it like a Lyme's thing, or just no idea?
I have alpha gal. I have alpha gal, which is the thing that makes you allergic to mammal meat and mammal products. So I have to do like vegan hair stuff, vegan skin stuff. I can't eat beef. I can't eat any mammal. Period. No beef. No pork. No none of that. I can eat chicken and I can eat some fish. And I can't like even like if somebody has like lotion on that has like lanolin in it and they hug me, like it can make me sick. It's really weird. I have air reactions because I have mast cell too from it. So, but it's only the first year, so hopefully all that stuff's going to kind of like die down over time and I'll be less reactive and be able to do more things.
Wow, I hope so. That's rough.
God, that's terrible. I had no idea that was such a huge thing. Oof.
Can be, yeah. Some people get alpha gal and they just can't eat meat, and that's the only way it affects them. But
Yeah.
it's just like anything else, you know. You get a cold and I get a cold. You're gonna lay on the couch and cry because you're a boy, and I'm gonna be.
Yeah. I'm so sick. Yeah. True. Wish I could argue that, but we're really
No, I won't even try to argue. Jamie knows better. She's over there. Yeah, just here's your soup. She's just, yeah.
See? And we've come full circle.
Yes, that's too funny. So yeah, that pretty much covers it. You survived the whole thing.
It did.
The extrovert you are, you made it all the way through. You survived the hot seat. Everything went pretty good. That was actually pretty fun. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we've told everybody every week we try to get this closer and closer to an hour. We're terrible about it sometimes. And we're over again. We're always over, but awesome to have you on, and thank you for coming on once again.
Yeah, thank you.
Fine. Thank you.
But stick around for just a couple minutes. We're going to tell everybody bye. Going to tell them who's coming next week, and then we'll see you in just a few.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, we'll get right over there. So hopefully this works this time. Okay.
We got the Forge coin.
Yes, we have a trivia question to throw out there. Jamie has that all typed up. What do you got, Jamie, for the audience? And we'll see who gets it this week.
How many snakes has Thomi had to assist feed?
Oh, man, it's going to be a quick one.
Yep.
It's a quick one for Thomi.
KD. Where's KD?
Right?
Even overseas.
Over from Indonesia, he's still going to get it right. I can't believe he was even watching from over there. Like, what are you doing, man?
All right.
Different time of day, though. I suppose it's early in the morning there?
Oh.
No,
it's
on that time.
the Python portal.
Oh, you said it right.
Oh.
Portal.
Very nice. Okay. Well, congratulations. It's $10. $10 in your pocket. Oh. And hopefully at some point we'll have something you want, whether it's a shirt or a hat or whatever you want to throw $10 at, or a snake. Maybe we'll be working on something you want to get into. Yeah. Anyway, throw it in your pocket and just cherish it, because that's good forever. You don't have to feel like it's burning a hole. But it was an awesome show. Thomi's funny, man. I'm just laughing to the side. I even had a hard time coming up with questions because it threw me off when she throw out that oddball stuff. But awesome guest. Next week we kind of have the same thing going on. Another great guest, another comical guy actually, is Brandon from Peace and Pets. If you don't know him, you're gonna know him after the show, because we're gonna grill him the same way, try and get some background from him and see what he's all about. But once again, thanks everybody for coming out. I know this gets to be late out on the East Coast for everybody. You West Coast slackers, I'm glad you show up too. But keep coming back, guys, and tell all your friends too. We're pushing for that 500 subscribers. I think we're close to what? What are we, almost
close to 300
now? Dude, we're doing
286 before the show today.
Getting there, but got a ways to go.
Yeah, we're doing all right, but bring whoever you can. I think we said it before: nieces, nephews, aunts, uncles, cousins, former roommates, possibly
Uncle
a parole officer,
Exes.
whoever you need to bring in here. But get them to just hit that subscribe button. It would be a huge thing for us. So, but yeah, I appreciate everybody that's here week to week. Jamie, you got anything you need to say on the way out?
No, thanks.
Just let them off. Get the hell out of here.
Thanks for showing, everybody. Love you guys.
All right. Appreciate it, everyone. Everybody have a good Wednesday night and the rest of your week. Peace.